What's up, beautiful people? Listen, Arima, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video and it's titled King Charles Furious with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Fox Royal Tour. This is interesting and lots of people have their thoughts regarding this or regarding H&M's unofficial Royal Tour. And yeah, I'm excited to check this one out to hear what they've got to say. Let's check it out.
Any hope for reconciliation between King Charles, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle seems to be dead and buried after the couple's latest trip to Nigeria reportedly infuriated the King. Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Angela Mollard and Sophie Ellsworth delve into the latest royal family controversy, explaining why King Charles will never forgive Prince Harry. The relationship between King Charles and the Sussexes is now very clearly beyond repair. After years of backstabbing and undermining the royal family by his son and daughter-in-law, King Charles has had enough. And surprisingly, it was Harry and Meghan's latest trip to Nigeria which seemingly pushed him over the edge, says royal expert Pandora Forsyth.
This is a little bit of a slap in the face for the royal family because they said that they wanted a private life and they wanted to be getting on with their own things. Whereas a royal tour, they essentially just did one without the royal status attached to it and created headlines all around the world. So many people might see it as a missed opportunity, but many people also see it as a dig at the royal family.
Sky News All-Star Sophie Ellsworth agrees, saying King Charles was deeply unhappy with the trip and furious that it so closely resembled a royal tour.
Speaking of which, Sophie, and off the back of what Pandora said, the criticism of the Sussexes' visit to Nigeria, that does continue. We understand the royal family were very unhappy with the royal veneer of that trip. Is that correct?
Well, that's what the reports are saying, Caroline, that they were deeply unhappy with this trip to Nigeria that looked like, sounded like, it felt like a royal tour. And they are no longer royals, so they're carrying on as if they're still well and truly part of the royal family. And this is definitely getting people offside. You know, they were touring around Nigeria, visiting charities and schools and so forth, injured servicemen. And this is really making it a mixed message as to what they are actually trying to achieve. They want one foot in the royal camp, but they want one foot out of it as well, and you can't have it both ways.
Both ways.
However, many commentators are slamming Prince Harry's hypocrisy when it comes to his checkered relationship with his father. Prince Harry was reportedly shattered after King Charles bestowed Prince William with a new military honour. However, Adoni Media founder and managing director Lisa Goddard argues Prince Harry can't expect military honours to be bestowed upon him after stepping away from royal duties.
I just want to finish up on something that I find wryly amusing, and that is a little bit of consternation among the royals because the King Charles, has handed over a very prestigious title to his son and heir in Prince William. He's now been named the Colonel-in-Chief of the Helicopter Air Corps, and fair enough, the guy's going to be king someday, William. And Stephen, but the word on the street is that his little brother, the spare, is a bit miffed because he actually flew a helicopter in battle in Afghanistan.
Well, yeah, look, he did, and I admire his service, and that's one of the good legacies that Prince Harry will have. But when you decide you don't want to be a working royal anymore and you want to dump loads on top of your family, this kind of thing's going to happen from time to time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just the system, Lisa. He's got to get over it. The big brother beats him to the gig. I'm afraid that's just it. He's next in line. You know, it's like all my brothers and sisters.
Exactly, because if he said he doesn't want to be part of the family, royal family, and he's doing like one leg in, one leg out, there is no in between. You can't pick up and choose when you want to be part of the royal family and when you don't want to. It's either you're in or out, and this right here is giving it, and they're making the royal family look like a joke. Before now, people respect the royal family. But seeing this, we understand that there's always going to be bad egg in the family. But we're seeing this, it don't make sense. And this is something that they've continued for years. So if now the younger brother is the one that they're preparing for the throne, I think he deserves it. Or what do you think? Because this riot is not even making sense. Let's be honest. Because I don't know nobody who would say, oh, they want to make their family a joke, make their family a laughing stock, and then still go back to their family and say, oh, they still want to be part of it when they feel like. It don't make sense. Even the prodigal son, he left completely. And when he had nothing else, he came back and decided to be part of it. The prodigal son in the Bible was not doing one leg in, one leg out. It was out completely. So let us take the lessons from there, or let him also take a lesson from there. If you want to be out completely, then fine. And that is it. Don't make the royal family a laughing stock or a joke. It don't make sense. Regardless of how anybody want to say it, it don't make sense. Let me know what you think about this. But yeah, let's go on.
It's like all my brothers and sisters arguing about who's favourite. You know, it's pointless. We all know my big brother's the favourite.
Well, it falls back into his whinge, isn't it? That he's nothing more than the spare. So again, he's been passed over. And look, I agree with Stephen. He decided to step away from royal duties. You can't then expect to have these sorts of honours bestowed upon you. It should be, rightly so, the next heir to the throne. So
Indeed.
He should take umbrage at that. But I do find it interesting that the media said it was the burn.
And it seems the Nigeria trip was merely the final nail in the coffin for King Charles. Even prior to the Not Royal Tour, King Charles was fed up with his wayward son, snubbing him during his visit to London to mark the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, explains Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi and Darren Grimes.
Now let's talk a little bit about Prince Harry. He is in London, but there will be no family reunion, with King Charles rejecting a meeting with his prodigal son. He's too busy to catch up. What do you make of this, Darren? They were both out and about in London, but couldn't spare 5 minutes to have a coffee?
I think it shows the extent to which that relationship has been severely damaged. You know, they used to be really rather close indeed. In fact, the roles were reversed. You know, he was closer to Prince Harry than Prince William. Now, wow. What I would say to this is, one, on a human level, dare I say, I find it quite sad. Yes, Rita, you'll be surprised to learn I do have a heart. But on a purely, you know, if we look at it on a level of analysing the individuals at play here, Prince Harry is over here to promote the Invictus Games. It's a great initiative, and you know, I don't for 1 second doubt that. But what I would say is, if you've got time to go over to Nigeria and have a Nigerian wax lyrical about how Meghan Markle supposedly has ancient links to that land, and you're talking about how she's a warrior princess, you've got time to do all of these things, but not to meet your father who has cancer. I mean, that to me suggests something really, really quite awful here. You know, they used to be close. Your father, I hope the king is well, but you know, we have
Darren,
absolutely no understanding of that.
I think it's the king who's rejecting this meeting. That's certainly what the Sussex PR machine put out. They're the ones who let the world know that a meeting wasn't going to happen. They put out a statement saying that the king was too busy, and the Duke understands that his father's diary is full. But what's been interesting there, that Jacqueline Magnay reports in The Australian, that as soon as that statement was released, it was counterproductive for Prince Harry, because the talkback lines and readers' comments on newspapers were all full of support for Charles distancing himself from Prince Harry. So it shows you that not only is the king reluctant to forgive Harry, but the British public are in no mood to forgive him either.
And Meghan and Harry are fighting wars on multiple fronts, with their once close friendship with the Beckhams disintegrating, just like their relationship with the royal family did, according to Sky News All-Star Angela Mollard.
Brows were raised this week when
okay, if the king is rejecting to meeting his son, are we gonna blame him? No, you're not gonna blame him, of course, because this son of his, we understand that, yeah, their family and people should be pushing for the family to come together. We understand. But this son of his is publicly disrespecting the throne, or publicly said he doesn't want to be part of the royal family. So the way the king would do to other people is the exact same way he's doing to his son. And that is it. But seeing this is not making sense. Honestly, people are watching. Let's not forget that people have eyes. If you can disrespect your family, or don't care about your family, or do whatnot without needing your family, and go and accept someone somewhere else, or someone else to be your family, what is to say that you will not do the exact same to this other family, or this your new family, when you get bored? Like, make it make sense. We are humans and we understand how this works. We know how this works. We understand that 100% our family would not always make us happy. But at the same time, there are some times or some things you just have to let go, especially when the family is dealing with something, knowing that his father is dealing with the health issues and the like. Is this not the perfect time to be with the family? At least. So now it just goes to show that he doesn't care. So the family, if the family return the exact same favor, do you want to say the family is bad, or the king is bad, or the throne is bad? No. That's just how it is. But let me know what you think about this. Do you think the king is right to not meeting his son? I honestly would love your contribution on this, because I'm sure tons of people would have different perspective on how they would see things or how they view these things. But yeah, let's go on.
Raised this week when Charles appeared to find time for the Beckhamses, but not Harry.
This is really interesting because this was clearly not announced. The Beckhams and the palace didn't announce it. It's been somebody's leaked it to the Times, and it's subsequently been followed up everywhere else. So this was a private meeting on Friday, which was the morning that Harry left London. David Beckham is apparently very interested in the King's Foundation, that charitable foundation of the King's. But I think this is really interesting because if you remember, David Beckham is very old school royals. He queued for 13 hours when the Queen died to be able to pay his respects. We also know that there's no longer any love between the Beckhams and the Sussexes, despite the fact that the Beckhams were invited to the Sussexes' wedding. Subsequent to that, we know the Sussexes have accused the Beckhams of leaking stories to the press. Meghan was apparently not particularly happy that the Beckhams were very good friends with William. So that splinter there, but it won't have felt comfortable for Harry, knowing that his father had time for the former English football captain, but not for his son.
Yeah, absolutely. And look,
and in another humiliating blow for the Sussexes, as if feuding with high-profile families and friends wasn't enough, Harry and Meghan are contending with serious issues in their Archewell Charity Foundation.
And Pandora, the dramas just seem to continue. So can you tell us about this issue with the Archewell Foundation, which hit the news in a really big way this week?
Yeah, so the Archewell Foundation was set up when Harry and Meghan left the UK to go to California. And a lot of their charity work is through this foundation. Now, this week, it was public knowledge, as it's on public record. For them, unfortunately, they were handed a delinquency notice. This is due to the fact that a cheque apparently had gone missing in the post or wasn't delivered. And this was on public record and hit all of the headlines. This is now apparently being cleared up and a new cheque has been sent in the post. But this is not the press that they need off the back of the Nigeria tour, and they just don't seem to have the luck, unfortunately. But you would think for something of such a foundation which is set up in such a public domain, you would think something like this just should not be happening, whether that be careering the cheque if possible, but leaving it just post to hope that it's going to get there on time. You know, it's not a good look. But apparently now it has been sorted, and the governor of California has said that it was all a bit of a technical mishap and people need to move on.
But royal biographer Angela Levin says the Sussexes have no one to blame but themselves for their messy personal and business lives.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now is royal biographer and commentator Angela Levin. Angela, welcome back to the show. And I'm going to ask you the same question I posed to my panel earlier. With Harry and Meghan celebrating their 6th wedding anniversary, how, over that period of time, did it go so wrong?
Yes, I mean, it's very upsetting, but it's their fault entirely. I had the good fortune of being one of the few presenters of the wedding, and I can tell you it was one of the best days of my life. 4 a.m. till 10 p.m. The sun was shining. I was so happy because I had written a biography of Prince Harry, that he'd found someone who didn't mind having a picture taken by the press and was now really in love. And I thought it was just wonderful. It should be wonderful within the palace because she could be very helpful with having modern ideas and different ideas. But actually discovered that Meghan won't be told anything. She has to win. She has to be out there in the front. I've been told that she expected to go immediately with the Queen on engagements and to tell her how to modernise it all. Now, anyone would know, you don't go to a new company yourself and expect to be running it within 5 minutes.
Thank you.
You have to learn, you have to absorb. There's a change of country, change of friends, change of job,
Change
and
of
she didn't want to know
environment.
about that. And I think since they've been trying to smash the royal family down to prove that they're better, that they're more modern and that they're more interesting, I think it's an absolute tragedy. They've made themselves unpopular. I don't think you wash your family linen in public. Many people have thought that about them. And to start criticising them in a harsh, unforgiving way has made them lose their popularity.
Thank you. And that is just it. You trash your family in public. What are you telling other people that not to trust you? It's evident they want to control the narrative. They want to control everything. They want to have that nice public image. And you see that they are always camera ready, waiting for the best angle and all. But I mean, that is not all what it's about. Learn. I don't even know anybody who would go into the royal family and not learn the things of the family or learn about them. I mean, we even see this in the movies where some people go into some particular family and they learn their tradition, they learn their culture, they learn things about them. Don't go there to change it. And I've said it before, like, who in their right senses will want to change something for somebody for the things they know? It don't make sense. You went there knowing what you're getting into. Now learn and integrate into their world, but don't go there to make it look beneficial for you only because you want something or want to be a part of the cute side or the cute beneficial side. It don't make sense. And honestly, this right here is creating a mess and making the royal family look like a laughing stock. And you understand why they will not want to be part of them, because no family would want to be embarrassed publicly and still act like nothing. Or nobody in their right senses would embarrass their family and the family would say, well, we appreciate you for embarrassing us and all of that. No, because this family, they have their name and their reputation to protect. They've been here for a really long time, so they have to protect their family. The respect is not too much to ask. I've said it before, if you've got a partner that uses every opportunity to create some sort of division between you and your family, and they use that opportunity to drift you away from your family and make you see reasons why not to go back, then that person, there is no reason to be with that person. How is it that they are fine not being part of the family, not being part of the royal family, and they have kids? So what are they telling their kids? That it is okay to drift away from your family and disrespect your family publicly, because we don't even want to know the things they do privately, but publicly, and act like nothing. Is that what they're trying to tell their kids? Because these kids are little and they are watching, and they will grow up to listen or see all of these things. So what is it? Yeah, I understand lots of people are pushing that the family come together, but I mean, this is getting too much. But let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love your honest contribution. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.